Hello guys, welcome to IB360. In this video we are going to start the chapter of vectors. So I hope you'll understand this lecture. So let's just get started. So any physical quantity can be classified into two types. Okay, any physical quantity, it can be classified into either a scalar quantity. Okay, so we are just classifying quantities, okay, into unique types. So that means there will be a scalar quantity, and quantity can be classified into a vector quantity. Okay, so that means any physical quantity can be classified into these two types. Okay, now we are going to discuss scalar quantity and vector quantity in much details. Okay, just few things that you need to remember is that when you multiply a scalar quantity with a vector quantity, okay, you will get a vector quantity. Okay, so when you will multiply a scalar quantity with a scalar quantity, you will get a scalar quantity. Okay, you will get a scalar quantity. Okay, so now when you divide a vector quantity with a scalar quantity, you will get a vector quantity. Okay, and when you divide a scalar quantity with a scalar quantity, you'll get a scalar quantity. Okay, so that means these four relations, I want you to know this because they will come handy later in this lecture. Okay, very simple. Okay, so whenever your vector is involved, on the result side we'll get a vector only. Okay, in the division also, in the multiplication also. See, whenever there is a vector involved, we'll get a vector. See over here, this is the vector involved in the division, so we'll getting a vector. Okay, and multiplication of two scalar quantities will be a scalar, and division of two scalar quantities will be a scalar. I just want you to know these facts before proceeding on because they will come very handy to you. So let us come to the scalar quantities. So scalar quantities are those quantities that only have magnitude but no direction, right? So the quantities that only have magnitude, okay, but no direction will be your scalar quantities. What is the example? For example, length. Okay, so we specify that, what do we specify? That the length of the cloth is 10 meter. Okay, for example, time. We specify that you have 30 minutes left for your examination, right? So that means, see, in both of the cases, length, time, are we specifying any direction? No, we are not specifying north, south, east, west. We are not specifying direction. Okay, because they don't need direction, right? But we are specifying the length of the track is suppose 10 meter. We are specifying the magnitude. The amount of time that you left in the examination is 30 minutes, right? Which is nothing but the magnitude, right? So that means we are specifying magnitude but not direction, right? So that means these quantities will be your scalar quantities, right? So that means, suppose I take an example. Suppose you are at point A, okay, and you travel some distance. Suppose you traveled a distance of 10 meters, okay, and you reached point B. Okay, so from traveling from A, you reach this point, that is B. Okay, so what is the distance traveled by you? We know that distance is nothing but the length of the path that is traveled by you, right? The length of the path. Okay, which is the path? This is the path, right? And what is the length of the path? 10 meter, right? So that means distance is 10 meter. Distance is nothing but length, right? So that means distance will be your scalar quantity, right? So for distance, we don't need to specify in which direction you are going. Okay, so we just need to specify the length of the path traveled by you. Okay, and suppose you reached from point A to point B, and suppose you took time is equal to, suppose you took 10 seconds. Okay, so time is also a scalar quantity. See why? Because in time we don't need to write any direction, right? In which direction time is acting, it's meaningless, right? So that means we only specify the length, or the amount of the time, that means 10 seconds. Okay, so now if I want to calculate speed, what will be speed? Speed is what? Distance divided by time. Distance divided by time, writing short forms. Okay, so we know that distance is what? Distance is a scalar quantity, right? And time is also a scalar quantity, right? And from the previous part we see that when we divide a scalar quantity with a scalar quantity, we get a scalar quantity, right? So that means speed will be also a scalar quantity. Okay, and what will be the speed in this case? Distance is how much? 10 meter, and in time is how much? 10 seconds. So the speed will be 1 meter per second. See, we are, for speed also we are specifying only the magnitude. The magnitude of the speed is 1 meter per second, but for speed we don't need to specify in which direction it is acting, right? So that means in all of the cases what we are specifying is only the magnitude. Okay, for length this is 10 meter, time is 30 minutes, right? This speed is 1 meter per second. No direction we are specifying. So that means these are all scalar quantities. We'll be coming to the examples of scalar quantities in the later slides. Okay, so that means now that this brings us to the vector quantities. So what are vector quantities? The quantities that have only magnitude and direction. So that means the quantities that have both magnitude and direction are your vector quantities. So that means to describe vector quantities you need two things. One, you need the magnitude, and secondly you need the direction, in which direction is the vector quantity acting. Okay, and the best example of this is displacement. So displacement is a vector quantity, right? So displacement, for displacement I need to specify two things. One, the magnitude, second, the direction. Okay, so let me just take you an example. See over here, suppose I am at point A, again I traveled 10 meter and I reached point B. Okay, I reached point B, and this distance is, and the length of the path that is traveled by me, not distance, is 10 meter. Okay, so that means now if I want to if I want to say what is the displacement of you, right? What is the displacement? Displacement is the shortest path traveled by the particle, right? So that means what is the shortest path? It is not the length of the path, it is the shortest path traveled by the particle. So that means in the shortest path means I traveled from here to here in this path, right? So that means what is the displacement of me? Displacement is 10 meter, but since 10 meter is the magnitude, I need to specify one more thing also. In which distance did I, in which direction did I travel, right? So that means in reaching from A to B, I traveled in this direction, right? In this direction. So what is this direction? See, so if this is our north, this is our south, this is our east, this is our west. Okay, so that means in which direction is this pointing? This is pointing in this direction, right? So that means this direction is east. Okay, so that means the displacement will be 10 meter towards the east. Displacement will be 10 meter towards the east. So for displacement the magnitude is not enough. Okay, we need to specify in which direction you are going also. So that means towards the east. Okay, so that means our displacement will be a vector quantity. Displacement will be a vector quantity. Okay, so that means if I just wrote displacement as a vector quantity. Okay, so suppose now I am trying to define velocity. What is velocity? Velocity is displacement divided by time. Displacement divided by time. Okay. So velocity can be written as displacement divided by time, right? So displacement is a vector quantity. Why? Because it needs both magnitude and direction, and time is a scalar quantity, right? Because time doesn't need any direction, right? So that means this is vector divided by scalar. So this means as our velocity will be also a vector quantity, okay, from the previous slides that we discussed. Okay, so that means how much will be the velocity? Okay, suppose it again travel from A to B in 10 seconds, time equal to 10 seconds. So this means our velocity will be equal to how much? 10 meter towards the east divided by 10 second, right? So that means if you do this, this will be 10 meter per second towards the east. So this will be our velocity v. So that means we just saw that velocity is also a vector quantity, displacement is also a vector quantity. Okay, proceeding on to the next quantity. The next quantity is charge. Okay, we only specify the magnitude of the charge. Either this is 10 coulomb charge acting or 20 coulomb charge, right? Because direction in charge is meaningless. Okay, so that means now next come to our volume, density and current. Okay, so if you just understand these four parts, this four quantities, first four quantities, the rest becomes very easy for us. Okay, how it becomes easy? See, volume. Okay, so in order to calculate volume, what do we need? See, suppose I have a cuboid. Suppose I have a 3D cuboid. Okay, so what is the volume of the cuboid? We know that the volume of the cuboid is length into breadth into height, right? So that means we know that length is a scalar quantity, right? Breadth will be also a scalar quantity because we don't specify any direction for breadth, and its unit is also meter, right? So that means it will be a scalar. Height is also a scalar quantity, right? Now if you multiply two scalars together, what will you get? This will get you a scalar. Again multiply with scalar, what will you get? The result will be a scalar quantity. So the result will be a scalar quantity. So that means your volume will be a scalar quantity. So that means we don't need to specify any direction for volume. Okay, so that means next come to the density. Okay, so we know that density is equal to mass divided by volume, right? So mass is what? Mass is a scalar quantity, right? And volume we just derived is also a scalar quantity. So that means scalar divided by scalar, density will be also a scalar quantity. So that means you can identify any quantities from here with the help of the first four. Okay, first four, any quantity you can derive. Okay, so that means this density is a scalar quantity. So now come to our current. Okay, so you might know that current can flow from one direction to the other. It can flow from in this direction also, and it can flow in this direction also. So you might think that current is a vector quantity, but let's just check. Okay, you'll always have to check. So current, so what is current? That is charge divided by time, right? Q by T, charge divided by time. If you don't know the formula, we'll learn it later. Okay, so charge, what is charge? Charge is, yeah, we derive charge. Charge is a scalar quantity, right? So scalar. So what is time? Time is also a scalar quantity. Time, so obviously, is a scalar quantity. Why? Because for time we don't need to specify the direction, right? So that means this is a, so this time is also a scalar quantity. So scalar divided by scalar will get a scalar, right? So that means a current is also a scalar quantity. So in this way, if you just know the distance, time, mass, temperature and charge, they are scalar quantities, you can identify the other scalar quantities very easily. Okay, so next just proceed to the examples of vector quantities. Okay, so first of all you have displacement. So displacement is a vector quantity, because for displacement we need to specify direction as well as magnitude, right? Because suppose you are traveling from A to point B, and suppose this length of the path, shortest path is 10 meter. So what is displacement? The length of the shortest path traveled by you, right? So this will be 10 meter. Okay, but you have to specify the direction also. You have specified only the magnitude. So in which direction you are acting? From A to B you are going, right? So towards the east, right? So that means displacement is a vector quantity. Why? Because it needs both direction and magnitude, right? So that means this is a vector quantity. Okay, now if you just know that displacement is a vector quantity, you can easily solve any other quantities. Okay, for example, force. How do we know force is a vector quantity? See, force is what? Mass into acceleration, right? Now mass is a scalar quantity, right? Scalar. Again, we don't know what is acceleration, right? Acceleration is what? Velocity divided by time, right? And what is velocity? Velocity is what? Velocity is displacement divided by time. Displacement divided by time, whole divided by time, right? So see, over here what is displacement? Displacement is a vector quantity, right? Vector. When it is divided by a scalar quantity, that is time, and again the whole thing is divided by a scalar quantity, right? So that means for this part I can write that vector divided by scalar is what? Is a vector quantity, right? We derive it from the first slide, and divided by a scalar quantity, right? If you just do this, vector divided by scalar will give a vector quantity. So we just found out that force is a vector quantity. Okay, similarly velocity. Velocity is what? Velocity is displacement divided by time. Displacement divided by time. Displacement is what? Vector quantity. Time is what? Scalar quantity. So dividing vector by scalar will get vector quantity, right? So that means velocity will be your vector quantity. Okay, you just know displacement and first and few scalar quantities, the 5 we discussed previously, you can calculate anything. Momentum. Momentum is what? Mass into velocity, right? So mass, we know that mass is what? Mass is scalar, right? Mass is scalar. And what is velocity? Velocity we just derive with this vector. So scalar multiplied by vector will get vector, right? So that means your momentum will be a vector quantity. So momentum is a vector quantity. Then comes your acceleration. Okay, so what is acceleration? We just derived over here. Acceleration is what? Is a vector quantity. We just derived over here, right? So what is acceleration? Velocity divided by time. Velocity is in fact displacement divided by time, right? So we here derived that acceleration is a vector quantity. Okay, so I suppose I made a mistake over here in the determination of the force. So for force determination we just calculated acceleration, right? So that means force is what? Mass into acceleration, which is scalar multiplied. We just found out acceleration to be a vector, right? So that means scalar multiplied by a vector. So that means this will give us a vector quantity. So this will be a vector quantity. So force is also a vector quantity. Okay, and these two, electric field strength, is nothing but a form of force. Okay, so that means this will be also a vector quantity. Magnetic field strength is also but a form of force. Any force is a vector quantity. So this will be a vector quantity. So if you know any like displacement as a vector quantity and five minor scalar quantities, the five that we discussed previously, you can calculate for any quantities, whether it will be a scalar quantity or will it be a vector quantity. So I hope you liked our video. We'll be coming with more videos on scalars and vectors. Do subscribe, hit the bell icon, share our videos, and stay safe. Thank you.